Welcome back to Little Stinkers, baby. I'm Michael fucking Rainey, here with my dear friend Blake Wexler.
I'm Blake Piss Pants and Wexler. How are you? Nice to be here.
Cal DonJolla. Tickle them fingers for me,
Hey,
baby.
pal. How are
Danny
you?
Dubs.
Have a tick. Thank you.
Our beloved Jake Matera is at a swingers resort in Western Florida. Just dig deep in some new pussy. So we just want to say hello to him and give our regards. And Jake, I hope you can make it out without giving anybody HPV this time.
Yeah. New to him, old to the world. It's very old sleeve that he's in.
They couldn't afford sandals, so they're at flip flops, Jamaica.
Yeah.
Welcome to everyone in the chat. Thank you for joining us for our second live Little Stinkers, I believe this is.
Wow.
Our first one was last month. And oh my God, Evan's in the chat. I want to thank Evan for blessing us with our new flip coin, which we're going to use tonight, which is an O.J. Simpson Pog Slammer.
Thank you, Evan.
Is it Evan from Indiana?
He is, yeah.
Yeah. It's legendary. Great heft. Yeah.
Evan or the coin?
Uh-huh.
Evan or the coin?
Evan.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had the pleasure of meeting Evan at Helium Indy last weekend, and it was like one of those mafia handoffs. He slipped it in my hand, and I could not believe what he had given me. The detail on this thing, this is like a painting that you'd find on Epstein Island. Detail unmatched. Mm-hmm. So, Evan, I want to thank you so much, man. John, I think you might have a chance. Like, do you feel lucky now that you're holding that in your hand? Do you think there's any chance that you might finally win yourself an Impractical Jokers episode?
I feel like there's a better chance. I feel like I'm holding part of history.
Mm-hmm.
You are.
This was like, this was a Charizard for the Pog crowd in 1995. I could never get my hands on this. No matter how much I begged the lady at the mall kiosk, she would not order it for me.
They're stingy.
You have those sneaky Persian eyes and that 1850s school marm hairstyle.
It's called the French Revolution.
Oh, is it?
Read a fucking book.
In your case, the eyes match the rug. That way, not pubic hair. You have Persian rugs.
Persian rugs.
Yeah,
yes.
you have expensive taste.
I have expensive pubes.
I will say this.
I know.
I look at you. I look at you often enough each week to make this determination. So I'm just going to come out and say it. You would look incredible in a burqa.
Oh,
ooh, yeah.
Shine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I got to pump my chest up a little bit so that thing flows straight down.
Do they make tie-dye burqas?
I think you got to do it. It's a reverse dye situation.
Okay.
I'd want mine tapered. You know what I mean?
So you're born with 72
burqa.
virgins?
Can I wear a white burqa, or is that immediately looking like a KKK guy?
After Labor Day.
Oh,
Wait, no, before Labor Day, right?
If you...
Yes.
Because on a KKK hood, it's two separate eyes. Where on a burqa, it's a bar.
Oh,
it's
true.
a bar,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're fine.
The smart racists would be able to decipher the difference.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
The educated racists among us.
I wonder if anybody has ever picked Islam over the KKK just for sheer visual functionality.
Just because they like the dunce cap better than the round top. It's so funny. A dunce cap is part of their uniform.
Yeah.
Right? They're all pointy, right?
I'm a fucking idiot. It's just,
I spent a lot of time in the corner of the classroom.
Yeah.
I don't know. Dude, I really think it's time that the KKK went with new unis.
Thank you.
Yeah, switch it up.
Like switch. I think right now, well, all right. Now I'm basing this off of the year the Cooper Cup had last year. White wide receiver had the greatest history in the history of wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
I think the KKK should switch to Cooper Cup jerseys tucked into dungarees.
Can you imagine if they could only update every 20 years and they jumped the shark and did Riley Cooper jerseys?
They'd be right on the money, yeah.
Before Cooper Cup was even on the scene, and they're like, God fucking damn it. And then they had to deal with Wes Welker before that. They just keep getting hit over the head. And that blonde bitch from Dallas who's now in Buffalo.
That raps.
Does he rap? Cole Beasley.
Yes, Cole Beasley raps. Check it out. He is actually not bad.
Good.
Is he freestyling?
No, dude, I think he writes his rhymes.
Is it off the dome?
I don't think so, but but they are decent rhymes.
No, he's a writer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
he doesn't do this improv fucking freestyle millennial horse shit. He writes.
Sorry.
Yeah, he's an intellectual.
All right. Y'all ready to see whether we're getting an Impractical Jokers episode or a stinker?
Yeah, let's do it. Are you ready?
Yeah, I think so.
This is your first
I'm
time
really
witnessing.
nervous.
We got this new coin. It is Evan. Really can't thank you enough for putting this into our lives. You ready?
Let's do it, baby.
If I win the toss, we're talking about Murr and the boys. And if you win, we'll do another crazy person.
If you win the toss, I will eat your ass at the Christiana Mall.
Those are the stakes. Let's play the game.
Those are the stakes. Give me them cakes. Let's go.
Here we go. Oh, fucking close.
Did
but
it
not
again,
this
baby.
time.
You were close.
You
were
fucking
so close.
dude.
Yeah.
I was half a rotation away from winning. Just like every week for the last 52 weeks.
You sound like
sorry.
every fat diver.
We need Little Stinkers Burka merch is a very funny sentence.
Yeah.
The production costs on that with supply chain would be fucking off the charts.
Well, I just lost $800 going to Indianapolis, so
Yeah.
I will bankrupt myself.
The sky's the limit.
Mhm.
man.
There's a
right.
pattern.
Before we go ahead and name this stinker, I just want to go ahead and thank Andrew for naming him, because a deal's a deal. I promised whoever I ended up picking for this episode would be acknowledged here. So I want to thank Andrew. He didn't provide his last name, but he wanted us to go with this guy.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Andrew.
Andrew.
Before I mention who it is, I will say this is the shortest little stinker we have covered yet.
This is the littlest stinker, I would say.
Pee Wee Gaskins was 5'4". Guess how tall this motherfucker was.
If he's under 5 foot, I'm going to do a fucking backflip for the first time in my life.
Get your
Stand
hands
up.
ready.
No, it's going to be a seated backflip.
All right.
Stay seated.
Blake, can you help him throw his ankles behind his head?
Yeah, we've done this before. I throw out my back, lifting up your legs. Just fall directly into your chest.
Hopefully they'll let us share hospital room.
They better.
Could you imagine the bits?
Share a bed.
Bunk traction.
Yeah. Welcome back to bunk traction. We
Wait,
share a headgear.
Did I ever tell you I shared bunk beds with my grandfather?
No.
I did. When my mom died, R.I.P. my mom. She was the good one. When she died, nobody had space for my grandfather. So my family determined the most appropriate placement for him was my 6x10 bedroom. So they got us bunk beds.
At what age were you?
About 10.
Right about to start jerking off. Perfect. Let's throw an
Brother.
old man in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the bunk beds before I saw my grandfather in there. Fool's gold.
It was. It was.
And I will say this. Happy birthday in heaven to grandmom. Grandpop, I hope you're resting in piss right now, you piece of shit.
That's right.
All right, y'all want to hear how tall our stinker is?
I don't know if I'm ready for this, man. Under 5 foot. Is he 4'10"?
Let me ask chat, how tall do you think
Yeah.
our
Throw up,
stinker is tonight?
Yeah.
throw up how you think this short lord is.
While the chat guesses, guys, what are your guesses?
This PP Prince.
That's our Kelly, buddy.
Let's talk about him after.
He's been
I have so
deposed.
many thoughts, and I'm actually podcasting with a heavy heart tonight.
And it shows. Yeah.
A heavy heart, Kelly.
So am I, because I have an enlarged heart. It's a medical condition, and it weighs
And
15 pounds.
Dude,
My heart.
brother. I eat so badly, and I feel stressed often enough that like my heart hurts constantly.
Yeah.
And I often think of like the chances of me dying during a live podcast are pretty high.
I think we got it.
Cut.
All right, we got 4'3", we got 5'1", we got 4'11". Manson was 5'2". Adam Clayton says 4'2". Terry Gus 69 inches. Yes, dude.
Well done.
4'1", 4'6". All right, I'm gonna hit y'all with it.
Can't be less than 4'10".
My man. It is.
4 feet 9 inches.
Holy shit.
To top it off,
I'm so. Quick. You ever see sucking a dick through a woo woo? Oh my god, that's the plug right
That's
there. We have a
crazy,
young
dude.
plug.
we got a little ass short king.
How are you as a man gonna get killed by a 4'9" ass looking motherfucker?
That's an interesting point. He did not kill a man.
Really? Even as how are you as a 5'5" female gonna get killed by a 4'9"
Because he was a little pussy ass bitch about it.
shooting people?
From behind.
No way! I was gonna fucking say that.
Yeah. Why didn't you?
I was just about to get there.
You'd make an excellent lawyer.
Your Honor, I swear I was about to say that.
I was about to say that. Objection. I was going to, right off the top of my head. That's crazy. From God's lips to my ass to your mouth.
All right. So this gentleman is a little 4'9" king. by the name of Issei Sagawa. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
A Japanese gentleman.
Yes.
Arigato.
Domo.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I don't know.
I know it's Domo Arigato.
Uh-huh.
Mr. Roboto.
Go on. Yeah.
You
moved well. I just actually want to say you moved very well.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
After saying your heart was failing, you moved around with the grace of a
gorilla. To be
Japanese
completely
murderer.
honest.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Issei Sagawa is the pride of Kobe, Japan.
Okay.
He's known as the Kobe Cannibal.
No.
Because he got that Mamba mentality.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And this little motherfucker was born April 26, 1949. Taurus explains a lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And his dad was a wealthy businessman. His mom was a stay-at-home mom. And he had a younger brother, June, who, if you watch this documentary about Issei Sagawa called Cannibal, June is in the documentary. He now takes care of his brother. And he might be just as fucked up as he is.
Take care of him in what regard? Outside of prison?
Yep.
Did he plead insanity and Did he plead being short?
He pled small.
He was prosecuted in a small claims court.
Did he plead the 4-foot ninth?
He actually just kept a pacifier in his mouth the entire trial, so he didn't testify.
They put a phone book on the witness stand for his.
We're going to need a bigger book.
Dude, his defense argued that he was just tired. Just need a little nap.
He was cranky. I'm sorry. He played cranky.
Dude, all right. So let me tell you what let's lead up to what he did, man, because I feel like I have so much on my mind right now. All right. But this little motherfucker, he was born prematurely. And he said that when he was born, he was small enough as to where he could fit inside the palm of an adult's hand.
That ain't right.
Blake, you could have a little ass baby in that hand right now.
I wish I did.
Yeah, what would you do to it, you creep?
I would let that baby eat whomever the fuck he wanted to eat. That's what I would do with that baby. I would nurture that baby.
Oh, yeah. You're a sweet fella. John, what would you do if you had a little ass baby in your hand?
Oh my God, I would show it to everybody.
Oh.
I'd take it to the hamburger store.
Mm-hmm.
I'd order it a hamburger and take some Instagram pictures with it, like it was going to eat the hamburger, but really the hamburger was for me the whole time.
I would be like, damn, you my little burger prince.
Yeah. I'd put him in between two buns. Talking about my ass cheeks. I would lay down on my stomach, spread butt, and let him stay in there like a crib.
Yeah, Blake, put him in there and like call your fiance and be like, babe, you gotta see this. Babe,
this is crazy. This is great. I have a blanket over it, and then he's crying like, I'm like, shut up, shut up. Pull the blanket back, see what's in there. And little did she know it was a little child.
I think this is from an early 90s MTV cartoon.
I think it might have been
3 men and a premature baby.
Yep, that's what it was. Yeah, because they had roommates.
He was a little tiny ass baby. His head is way too big for his body, even currently, still alive, and his hands are way too small for his body.
Wait, big head, small hands, little ass, with a big old
thighs.
smile.
One of the most beautiful smiles you'll ever see. Yeah.
Yeah. So, this motherfucker. Now he says, all right. So not only did he killed one woman. Not only that, he ate her. You heard me right.
Mm-hmm.
Had sex with her lifeless body.
Mm-mm.
And cut her up into pieces.
Mm-mm.
Yikes.
Yeah. He said
one lady.
Just one lady, baby. Huh. Now he might still do it again.
Yeah, he's not in prison.
In recent interviews, he says he still has the urge to eat people.
Man, can't you get him some like Impossible Human meat or some shit and be like, yeah, trust me, it's the real thing.
He agrees. He's like, this is amazing.
It's like a rare human burger. They're like, that thing was still screaming, you know?
Ooh, baby. I don't know if y'all heard, but there was just a squirrel fight out back. And I hope it's not two of the good squirrels, because we have a couple good ones that hang out here and stare at my cats, and my cats will stare back. It's a very, very, very sweet. It's something you would see on Animal Planet.
Yeah.
But there are some motherfuckers out here too.
Nasty.
They don't make good eye contact with your cats.
Nasty.
No, they
woman.
talk a lot of shit too.
Yeah.
They call my cats pussy ass bitches.
Damn.
All the bad words that
You ever think about getting your cats a gun?
Just a hiss-activated AKR-15.
Hiss activated.
Ooh, man.
I would imagine, in terms of a threat as a cannibal, that a lot would go to waste if you were a small 4'9" king, where he would get full so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Where what is that? A thumb, couple of digits, and then he's out. And then what do you do with the rest of it? I guess you would have to refrigerate it, right?
Well,
He did.
it.
Yeah, freeze it. Excuse me.
He did put a
Or
lot of
make
it
it
in the
into jerky.
refrigerator.
You could smoke it.
You could smoke it.
would
I've
keep it
heard that.
fresh,
Yeah.
Depends on where he was. Was he off the grid by any chance?
Yeah, that's a good
No,
question.
he was right on that
Ooh,
motherfucker.
he was
Yeah.
dead center on that
Yeah.
grid. He climbed that grid like it was a rope swing.
Y'all heard of Jack Links? This motherfucker's making Jill Links because he loved to eat the ladies.
Yes.
Oh, actually, lick my ass. That's a great point. I might hit those bad squirrels with D's nuts joke.
Ooh.
Imagine how devastating that would be to a squirrel that thinks he's a badass.
I would like to see that fucking squirrel's face. I'd like to see its rodent fucking face. Yeah, you have a bushy tail. How far? That can get you only so far. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, bushy tail. Like, all right, what's this? The 70s?
Thank you.
I was before we proceed on Issei Sagawa, I will say that about 5 years ago, I was challenged by a raccoon out by my trash cans over here.
To what?
I
Standoff?
Spelling bee.
I opened the trash can lid and he popped up to like scare me to let me know that was his turf.
Whoa.
What a grouch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it a swing lid?
Like I told you, this heat psychosis sets in fast, brother.
Oh.
It was a swing lid.
Yeah.
Y'all, it's about 108 degrees in this fucking room right now. But, oh yeah, so I wanted to tell you. So now that you have the knowledge that this motherfucker was eating ladies, Issei Sagawa says that he first felt the urge to eat another human being in the first grade when a male classmate was in class with shorts on, probably breaking the dress code. And he remembers looking at
His milky gams got him going.
He said he wanted to eat that kid's thighs.
Wow, in first grade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess some people are just born. Hey,
I'm sorry.
Can
I'm
I
sorry.
get
I think it's just hot in here. I was just trying to.
Danny, can you hand Blake a pair of
Yeah,
scissors so
I'm
he can make that into a
snip.
A bikini?
So I can go full snip.
So he can circumcise himself.
Yeah,
for
it
little
would just,
stinkers?
yeah. Can we? By the way, yeah, that's a bonus. Patreon bonus. My circumcision.
yeah.
Yeah, live.
Are you cut or none?
Huh? I'm fucking cut. Are you kidding me?
Yes, thank you, John.
Yeah,
You?
John.
Yeah.
Thank
All right.
God.
I don't know. I figured you're Italian, so you might have had a
They
turtleneck.
might have forgot.
So busy cooking pasta, they often
Yeah.
forget to circumcise their
Dr.
young.
Boyardee was had a lot on his plate that day.
Dr. Boy MD, or like I would hope. I hope that guy had a doctorate, cutting dick.
You think Italian OBGYNs, they put a spoon in there to keep stirring to get the baby out? This a baby gonna be so good. It's gonna be like a baby you ever had.
That's possible.
And then when the kid actually comes out, the doctor just lady in the tramps it up your belly to you.
With the umbilical cord. Yeah. Have you ever lady
He
in a
twirls it
tramp-
with a spoon and fork.
Where'd this meatball come from?
Oh my god.
Oh boy, placenta.
Is that a placenta meatball?
Placenta.
Dude, Issei Sagawa says that before he could even figure out how to jack off, he would derive sexual pleasure from letting his dog lick his penis.
He couldn't figure out how to jack off because it was so small he couldn't find it, and then his dog was a bloodhound, and it was actually a nice symbiotic relationship where the
His dog would actually point to it.
sniffed out. Just
Trigger paw up.
You've got a good hound profile. I don't know if anyone's ever told you that before.
I have heard that before.
Okay, well, I'm double. Yeah, I thirding it.
You look like a hound dog that got into an entire vacation's worth of food.
All right. Well, there's only one way to take that one.
As a horrible insult.
Yeah, that's the way I'm taking it.
Yeah, I'm trying to put a positive spin on this. Can't do it.
Yeah, don't hurt yourself.
Yeah.
This
Like-
one's going to be tough.
Like you look like a hound dog that actually hunts.
That is the nicest thing. I look like a hound dog that found another hound dog to hunt for it, and then and then trotted around the yard.
You have a dog, don't you?
I do.
What do you have?
I have a 4'9" murderer in my backyard.
Is he a rescue?
He is. We rescued him big time. Yeah, he's a mix. He's like a 40-pound. Yeah. Fucking whip it Australian cattle dog. Whip it good. He whips it good, and then beagle, all sorts of stuff. But yeah, he's a good boy.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
John, what are your dogs again?
Half Havanese, half Yorkie, maybe. I think.
What was the first one?
Havanese nuts. Yeah, I'll save you the time, pal.
Were you gonna say it? Were you setting him up for that? Because it seemed like
No, but that was right on the money.
Yeah, well done.
I'm 2 steps behind John at all times.
Yeah, John's quickest gun in the East. Yeah.
Oh no! What kind of dog was he getting to lick his balls, by the way, if I'm going to Google it when you say it?
I have not been able to find that.
Wait, this is the pound.com, huh?
It is weird when you find the limitations of the internet in that way, where I think almost any question can be answered. But that when you can't find a question to be answered, that is a very disconcerting,
infuriating.
Yeah.
Now,
Well, did you check Reddit? Because there's always a subreddit.
I did, and
I did.
For one of the things that I looked up on Reddit, which was a PDF of one of his books. He's written 20 books.
Jesus
Yep.
Christ.
Wow.
They must be dog shit.
I gotta. He one of the books was a manga book, the
like
Japanese
comics,
comic
right?
book.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks very cool.
Did you draw it too?
I don't know if he drew it, although he is like a decent artist, so I wouldn't be surprised. So I don't know if he just dictated or drew it. He does. Like he's a decent artist. I will tell you this, like the one book his last book was called Extremely Intimate Fantasies of Beautiful Girls.
Yikes.
Yeah.
A great title. Why wouldn't you read, like, that's a eye-catching title.
And it did pretty well. It was a New York Crimes bestseller.
Michael, what was the type of book, the first one that he wrote, the Japanese, it was an M word that you used?
Manga?
When he ate women, would he go, manga, manga, manga?
Yes, much like our Italian OBGYN.
Oh, boy. He looks like a boy. That's why I said that.
He does, man.
Yeah.
He's so tiny. I can't wait for you to see him, John. John, you better.
They say they can see my bag, but I don't know if I believe them.
Much like
that's
Japanese porn, we may need to pixelate this.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh no, we're live.
Oh, didn't he shoot nudes too? Yeah, that's...
Brother, Terry, he actually made a porno.
Huh?
Yep.
This guy knows?
He probably does, yeah. So Terry, I don't know if you're referring to this or if we're thinking about separate things. He did shoot news. He just loved picturing ladies in their most beautiful form.
Was he the cameraman watching two other people have sex, or was he having sex with?
Couldn't reach it.
Yeah, he couldn't get a tripod.
He couldn't get the lens cap off. Fucker.
But dude, the porno that he made is so fucked up. I'm going to get to that later because I want to describe what he did to kind of add a little bit of build up to that. All right, brother. So he, at some point during his childhood, he becomes obsessed with European women. All right. He ends up going to school. He graduates from high school, and by all indications, he had a pretty normal childhood. There's home videos that you watch, and his parents do seem very loving in the videos. So I don't know if there's anything especially fucked up that happened to him, which is often the case with many of the people we cover. But I will say this. He's into cannibalism and often fantasizes about a beautiful woman murdering him and chopping him to pieces. And his brother is into some very hefty S&M as well.
Openly, as a child?
Dog, he does it on camera for one of the documentaries I watched for this.
Whoa.
So I'll talk about that a little bit later too. All right, so he's super into European women. Pardon me. And
You're excused.
Thank you.
Not a problem.
That's so nice. He never says it. Blake or Jake never says it.
Did you fart?
No, I cleared my throat.
Oh. Wait till this guy starts.
Blake let me
farting,
clear
buddy.
my throat.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So he's going to this university called Waco University. All right, which is
More like Wacko University.
You tell me.
His ass.
Cum laude.
Waco University caresses the chancellor. But he's at this university, which is in Tokyo. So people from all over the world come to this place. He becomes enamored with this German woman who I don't know if she goes to the university, but she's at least like walking around where he goes to school. And he just instantly becomes infatuated with her. This is the early 70s, by the way. He follows her to her apartment.
Starting off wrong.
So far, so bad.
Now, wouldn't you feel like a real simpleton if you found out later on that he was holding a boombox above his head to play your favorite song?
It would crush him. If he got it over his head, the pure weight would crush him. Like,
Those 70s
and he walks.
Sony-
I thought you meant it would crush John.
He walks away like one of those little accordions, you know, and his eyes and the rest is squashed.
All right. So he follows this poor woman to her apartment. She falls asleep. He breaks into her apartment. And his plan was, while she's sleeping, to further incapacitate her by knocking her out and cutting off a piece of her flesh so he could fulfill his cannibalism fantasy.
Ugh.
How do you think he plans on knocking her out?
A slingshot? How's that motherfucker going to reach her head? He's going to climb a tree and jump on her?
A comb, like one of those little. He was going to use his comb and.
His plan is to knock this poor woman out with an umbrella.
Oh, that's bad luck if it opens.
If it's windy, he's going to fucking blow away.
Yeah.
This guy's going to be Mary Poppins enough to Mount Fuji.
He's going to need more than 2 spoons of sugar. I'm going to tell you that. I think that's Mary Poppins off.
All right. So he decides, he's like, all right. He's like, I'm going to go get myself a knife from the kitchen just so I have it here for when I'm ready to cut this lady up. Goes in the kitchen, gets a knife. As he's walking, getting closer to the bed, his knees accidentally bump into her body. She wakes up. She sees this tiny little motherfucker holding a knife by her bedside, and she throws him to the ground.
I'm just picturing the point of view you had watching Muppet Babies. Where it's always
Yeah,
just
Nan
the adult's
socks.
legs. Oh no! I got caught again.
He ran into her knees because she was standing up when he. I texted Mike about this. The sentence, and he recounted the story, and he said, "Then she threw me to the ground," is such a funny thing for a murderer to have to say. In that, to have to admit that I was thrown to the ground, I didn't trip over anything. She out muscled me and threw me to the ground is so funny.
I wonder if he considered calling 911 to save himself from her. But dude, at that point, he runs out of there, and shortly thereafter, he is tracked down and he's charged with attempted rape.
Damn. All right.
All right. His dad is wealthy and he's a prominent figure in his community, so he has enough money to pay off the victim, and the charges are essentially dropped.
All right. Now it makes sense that he stayed out of jail.
Mm-hmm. So he's able to stay on the straight and narrow for a few years.
So he never cut this lady's flesh.
No, he did not fulfill any of that
So
fantasy.
you don't know where he was going to get this flesh from necessarily. That was my question.
It's not her. Yeah.
No. Is he getting like where?
I think it was her
gonna get
butt.
Yeah. He wanted the right
meat.
butt cheek. He had a fantasy of eating a lady's right butt cheek because he said he was scared of blood, and he was afraid that if he cut the left butt cheek, the left side is the side which the heart is on. He was afraid that it would bleed more profusely than the right side.
Okay. No, he wasn't
Mercy.
up on the arteries, I guess.
No.
This guy was not a fucking biological student. God damn it. Are we really live? Can we start this over?
You start
Yeah,
choking.
I wish fucking bio would have come up and I had choked on it right there. God damn it. Somebody kill me.
By coincidence, Bile is my favorite Street Fighter character. All right. So he's able to stay on a straight and narrow for the next few years. By 1977, he's 27. He goes to Paris, France to obtain his PhD in literature. at a place called Sorbonne University.
Ooh.
Ever heard of it? You pieces of shit.
Mm. Mm-mm.
Did you two ever take French in high school?
No. No, merci. Oh, merci. Sorry.
Took Uncle Jesse. Have mercy.
He was studying at. I was going to ask a question, and I'm like, why am I even asking this? Like, what was he trying to do for a living? Was what I was going to ask. Because like, why literature. Study? Okay. Yeah.
Honestly, I think a big part of it too was he might have figured out. My guess is he was trying to figure out the clearest path to being able to talk to women, and I think in his mind it was like, okay, maybe if I can recite literature or if I'm well versed in poems, I'll at least have like an icebreaker, and it seemed I can present myself as being very sweet.
You had a very romantic,
yeah,
which is what you're foreshadowing right now as well.
Yes.
Yeah, foreskinning as well. Yeah, not us.
I'm 4'9" shadowing.
Yeah, that's a small shadow.
You must know a lot of French from all the times you watched Beauty and the Beast as a child.
Bonjour, good day. How is your family?
One of those words was French.
Yeah.
What was the first one?
To answer your question, yes, I know a lot of songs from Beauty and the Beast.
Mm-hmm.
There must be more to this provincial life.
Ooh.
Was the Candlestick the only one with a French accent?
Yeah, what was his deal?
Lumiere.
Yeah.
He was the only one truly sounding like a motherfucking frog up in that bitch, wasn't
He was. And I'm sad to say that he was eventually Me Too'd.
Yeah.
He forced himself upon Mrs. Potts in front of Chip.
Of all fucking...
Worst of all in front of Chip.
Yeah. That is gross.
Yeah, Chantry. Chip Chantry. In front of Chip Chantry, which was... He wasn't ready for it. He was, virgin eyes.
I forgot to mention this earlier, but Issei, bless you.
And also it's
this works both ways, baby. Issei Sagawa referred to himself as a little monkey.
Because he like climbing on ladies?
I think just his movements, his
tail,
stature,
his ability to climb.
Yeah,
his vestigial tail.
Yeah.
He would hop up on park benches and eat mangoes from people, steal them out of the picnic basket.
He threw his shit at everyone.
He wore a diaper while sitting on a weird man's shoulder. The price structure was not clear of how you pet it, how much it costs. You know, it's like,
Blake, what if that's how he sat in court?
Anytime he wanted to talk an organ grinder, had to fucking spin a box.
His lawyer just handed up crisps to him. Oh, shit.
All right. Now, unfortunately, once he gets to this university, there's plenty of European women there. One of his classmates is this very sweet woman named Renee Hartfelt. It seems like she feels bad for him and befriends him because there's nothing that he could offer her. He's just weird. He's creepy, but
he could tie her shoes very easily.
It's a positive spin. That's a positive spin to put on it.
Parisian shoes come untied easily.
She wore Velcro, dickhead.
Well, that's a little monkey of a different color.
Do you two have a favorite little monkey?
How old was Dunstan when he checked in?
17,
at least 18, probably.
No.
Is it age or is it stature that we're focusing on?
That's very interesting.
You took Dunstan from me. I'm not happy about it.
I'm sorry.
So
Sean
I'm
Dunstan?
Have to go with not most valuable primate, the first one, but the one of the sequels, most vertical primate.
Oh,
I don't know if they're the
that's
same
good.
primate, but I'm going to go with that one.
They really went through every letter of MVP in order to name those fucking films. Good for them. It's not
most
easy.
Versatile primate. He was a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Chad, I'd like to hear from you too to see what your favorite little monkeys are, because honestly,
he played cymbals for $1. That was from Stanley.
I would say up until last week, my favorite little monkey was Marcel from Friends.
Yeah.
He was good.
You watched Friends enough to know the monkey's name.
I did.
All these years later.
Because I didn't have any.
Oh my god!
Y'all didn't
Happy
watch
monkeys.
Friends Pretend?
Who was it? Joey's was the monkey, or was it
Ross's?
It was Ross.
Yeah.
Of course, Silent
He was
Ross.
the paleontologist.
He was the one who was most monkey-like.
He was, wasn't he?
Yeah,
You're saying he has simian features?
I do.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I buy that.
You know what?
I have Sibian features.
I was just about to say, those bitches be riding your face. Oh my god! I don't know why this popped in my head, but I guess it is related to riding. But at a place where I worked about 15 years ago, before we started our shift, we were all congregated in the in this office, waiting for our boss to come in to give us like the daily like rundown. And one gentleman was showing another coworker a picture of his penis.
Sure.
And as he showed it to her, she said, "What?" She's like, "I can sit on that thing and just chill."
Oh my god!
So your
That
sibling
is
feature reminded
awesome.
me of that. Yeah, she's actually very successful now.
Yeah, it sounds like it. She knows what she likes.
Yeah.
She does. Oh, I loved her so much.
She was your boss?
No. She was a coworker.
Okay. And the guy was just showing her a picture of his own penis?
Yeah, they were friendly.
I
So
could sit on that and chill.
yeah,
That is great. She's still around?
she is.
Are they still hiring?
She doesn't work there anymore.
No.
Mm-mm.
She does operate a very successful food truck.
Really?
Yeah,
cool.
food looks delicious.
Nice. I'm back on board.
Yeah, she's a wonderful coworker.
You were off.
Now I'm back.
Now you're back.
Oh yeah. So anyway, back to Issei Sagawa.
Mm.
And
Are you showing his approximate height when you're doing?
Yeah.
it was right.
what if like he was actually ratatouilleing another murderer?
And had the exact same voice as Patton Oswalt at the same time.
All right, so Renee Hartfeld comes over to his apartment. He convinces her to come over because he says he wants her to record some German poems in Dutch.
Classic fucking
Pick
pussy
up line.
hound move.
Yeah, it is a good one. Pretty
Can
good
you come
trick.
over and translate some of these passages from French to Dutch for me? Ladies wet as soon as you hear that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
If
Yeah.
I had a nickel for every time.
If I had an OJ Pog slammer for every time I heard that, baby.
Oh, you'd be swimming in it.
So she comes over. She's sitting in his kitchen, and she's facing the wall. The way that his apartment was set up, he had his kitchen table. He lived in a studio, so his kitchen table was against the wall, and the chair was facing the wall. So she couldn't see what he was doing behind her. Now, before this, he said he would pick up prostitutes almost every night. And his goal with each prostitute that he picked up was to murder one of them and eat her, but he just could never bring himself to do it.
And figuratively pick them. He couldn't pick them up. he got them to come over. He hired them.
Unfortunately, this was the night that he could follow through with it. So as Renee Hartfeld sat there and recorded these German poems into Dutch, he got his rifle, stood behind her, and he shot her in the back of the head.
Jesus Christ, a rifle?
Yeah.
To him, it was a rifle. It was actually, yeah.
It was a 22.
Yeah, it was a 22.
But my goodness, imagine his little arms trying to position that thing.
Yeah, how could you not hear him fucking getting on a chair to load that thing?
He's actually got to run back and forth.
You had to have a freaking Rube Goldberg machine to friggin' pull that trigger, you know what I'm saying? Friggin' is what I say a lot when I start a sentence and I don't know where it's going to end.
It's your or ah. Like instead of saying or ah, it's friggin'.
Friggin', oh man, this guy had a friggin', I'll bet you.
You betcha.
Brothers. So he's now killed this woman.
Oh yeah, I forgot we were fucking cracking up after he killed a lady. Sorry about that. Oopsie.
We were deflecting. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he kills this woman. All right. Now all of his wildest dreams are about to come true. He strips her naked. He takes a bite into her right butt cheek.
Straight up out of the, doesn't cut it off.
No.
May
Not
I
initially.
interject at 30 seconds past when I should have, because I was actually just listening to you, and you're a great storyteller, and I forgot that I was involved in this podcast and I had to speak at some point. So I read, I might be wrong, but I read that after he shot her, because you said earlier that he was queasy with blood, he passed out at the site of blood
I
after
didn't
he
know that.
shot her, and then came to, and then did what you were
Oh my
saying.
God.
So yeah, I should have said that earlier. But anyway, there's a really fun fucking fact. And yeah, friggin'.
That was freaking fun of
That was
you.
frickin' frig. Yeah, I'm sorry. But yeah, he
No.
cut off a piece of her butt, you were saying.
No, he didn't cut anything. yet.
Oh.
So he bit into her ass,
Oh.
thinking that it would be easier to bite into. But he says that he bit so hard and he wasn't able to get a bite. He bit so hard that he gave himself a headache.
Never in all the corn on the cob ears I've chewed on have I ever given myself a headache.
Brother, it's strange that you say that. It's truly remarkable how I feel like you're reading my mind sometimes.
Nope.
By
It's just
saying-
because I'm a fucking idiot.
John, it is not. So you just mentioned corn on the cob. All right. He says, all right, biting into this lady's cheeks didn't work. So now I'm going to go get myself the knife to do it properly. He runs to the market. He gets a knife. He also has an electric, I've heard it described as a meat slicer and then also described as an electric knife. In addition,
Like the thing you cut turkeys with in the 80s?
that's my interpretation of that. Because I don't think it's like a deli slicer that he
Right.
brings
yeah.
out of the back room and is
Yeah, it's like the
sawing this lady back and
little
forth like a piece of
chainsaw kind
lumber.
of knife that has
Yeah,
the plug. Yeah.
That's my interpretation of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Goes and gets himself a knife and that. So first he cuts into her right butt cheek and he says the first part to come out of the skin was the fat, which he said his immediate thought was that it was a corn-like substance because of its yellow color and texture.
Yikes. Boy, do I hate to be right.
I don't feel well. I feel bad.
Yeah. Are you perverts still excited when you see a lady with a fat ass? I didn't think so.
Nah, bones.
Knowing it's just corn pudding inside.
Mm-mm.
So he digs a little deeper and he gets the meat. And he says the meat was so tender and succulent that it melted on his mouth like a piece of fresh tuna.
Wow. Jesus Christ. This guy is a good writer.
Not much of a biter, but an excellent writer.
Yeah. If you're going to pick one, I'd go biter.
And you'd be in jail instead of being cared for by your brother
Yeah.
in your elder years.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. So over the next few days, he does a lot to this body. He has sex with it post-mortem.
He was getting laid though before this. Sorry to interrupt, but
With
he's
prostitutes,
fucking these
yeah.
prostitutes.
Yeah.
So it's not like he is like
Backed up.
Yeah, he's not like
Yeah.
backed up. He's having you guys are fucking really in on it
Well,
tonight.
Thank you.
we get it.
We're both backed up.
We're both. I don't work.
I took a boot show a few hours ago.
I am. It's rust, covered in rust. I look like steel stacks down there in Bethlehem. A dying industry, a town with a dying industry. Wait, so did he? I believe he didn't. This is disgusting. The whole thing's disgusting, but he didn't cook her.
Yeah,
he
this was all raw, right?
No. Before I get to that, Blake's
Oh.
belt is an actual rust belt.
It is true. That is true.
I'm glad you brought that up because one of the more disturbing aspects that I found in my research is that, all right, he cut off many different areas of her body, including her left breast, which he said he hated because it was all fat. But one thing that he actually cooked. Listen, I try to be respectful of the victims that I speak about, but it's going to be very difficult for me to say this with a straight face. But he cut off this lady's asshole, chewed on it, hated the taste, so then he put it in a frying pan and tried to fry it up. Tried the fried asshole, hated that too.
Some people just don't like calamari.
You piece of shit.
How do you cut off an asshole? I don't understand this. You feel like it's part of the rectum. You take the whole thing out?
Damn near killed him.
Oh, you sang it. I loved it.
God. Yuck.
I love that he gave it a second try. He's like, you know what? This needs some oil and some heat.
Yeah. I don't want to judge too early.
He salt baits him.
The super comes to the door. It smells like fried asshole in here. What are you doing? What are you frying assholes again?
You're just banging on the ceiling. Frying assholes up there again. Used to be a euphemism, but now no.
But yeah, he was frying assholes up there. And he did not like the taste of that. So that's one thing he did not appreciate, but he did like the butt.
Do you know of like did he try any other preparations? Like, did he add anything?
Did he sous vide?
Yeah, like
the three.
He's like, all right, I don't like the titty meat. I'm going to add some salt and pepper to it. Like
the 3 seasonings that I saw that he would add to what he ate were salt, pepper, and I believe cayenne pepper.
Whoa,
so he added a little heat to it. Yeah. This is what hot ones should be. Like Shaq just sitting there eating assholes. Y'all did it this time. You got a 5-alarm asshole on Shaq's plate. All right, so dude, this is a matter of a couple days, like anywhere between 2 and 3 days this went on, where he was eating the body, cutting it up, putting it in the fridge for later. What was left of the body the first night, he put into bed with him, and he went to sleep with it.
Oh, Jesus.
Looks like he's going to be doing laundry the next day. I seriously hope it wasn't the day he changed his sheets. That would be a waste.
Eventually, all right, so this is in June, so it's hot as shit. All right. So apparently...
And this is in France.
Yes, and apparently...
He's in fucking Japan these days. So I got to know how that happened.
I love Paris in June.
Apparently, June is the hottest month in Paris, France. I don't know about all of France, but...
I believe it.
Yeah. Are you rock hard right now?
I am, unfortunately. Yeah, I am.
So it's getting so hot, and it's been a couple days, so the body's starting to smell. All right. You thought the fried asshole smelled bad? Well, what about the rest of it?
Yeah.
All right. So he's like, all right, fuck, I got to figure out something with the rest of what I got left that I'm not going to use. He's already got a bunch in the fridge that he's going to eat later, but there's still a good portion of the body that he has no use for. So he's like, all right, I got an idea. So he goes to a department store. He buys 2 suitcases, brings them back. He loads up what he's not using into the suitcases.
And then tries to return them. You fucking believe it was in here when I got home?
Like, you call this a J.C. Penney's? I want a refund of the Kohl's cash right now. I want double the Kohl's cash. Okay. So he buys 2 suitcases and he fills them with what's left of the body that he has no use for. It's still daylight. It's getting later on this evening, and it's about 8 o'clock. The sun's still out. He's like, okay, I'm going to get a cab, and I'm going to go to this park, which is close by, called the Bois de Boulogne.
Du Bois will be Du Bois. You know what I'm saying right now?
So he hails a cab with these 2 suitcases, and the cabbie gets out and tries to help him load him into the trunk. He's like, what, do you got a body in here, man? He's like, yeah. So
did he for real? That's part of
the cabbie did ask him that.
Jesus.
And he's saying this too. So
yeah,
this isn't like folklore or anything. He takes him to the park, and the park's fucking huge. And the cabbie's like, where do you want me to drop you? And he's like, just drive. And eventually he gets to a point where he's driving alongside a lake within the park. He's like, all right, stop here. There seems to be like a landing where people drop their boats off into the lake. So he gets out there, and one by one, he starts trying to get the fucking suitcase into the lake. Now, he's a little fella.
Yeah.
And these are heavy suitcases, so he's only doing one at a time.
I just picture one of them being a wheelie one, and it's
riding
him down the boat ramp.
He's riding it like it's the miniest minivan you've ever seen in your life.
He asked the fattest lady in the park to give him a push.
Too skinny. Too skinny. You.
You with the Eeyore hoodie. So he's busy pushing the first suitcase into the lake. While he's doing that, he says he hears a woman scream behind him. And there's a guy and a woman, and the guy's opening the suitcase, and he's looking inside of it, and he's like, "Is this yours?" And he said he just instantly responded, "Yes." And the guy unfolds this bloody sheet that's covering body parts.
Why is he touching it still?
Who? The guy?
Yeah. It's like fucking...
I'm going to call...
It's blood.
Yeah, right. But I guess, curiosity got the better of this nasty ass Parisian.
Yeah.
So he opened it. He saw that there were feet in this motherfucker.
And this guy was a real foot pervert.
Oh, pennies from heaven.
How much do you want?
He slips one in his back pocket and then calls the police. And it's like, you fucking guy.
Yeah, I found a suitcase with 1 foot in it.
Yeah. Was it one, Daniel?
More like piggies from heaven.
Mm.
But anyway, the cops come, and as the cops come, fucking Issei Sagawa takes off. It wasn't until 4 days after...
He's a full spread. I'd love to see this little guy run his life.
He stands up like Scrappy Doo at his legs, like before he could take off.
So he's arrested, and he's immediately declared unfit for trial. He's examined by 3 psychiatrists who declare him insane.
In France.
In France. He's not sent to a prison. He's held at an institution. All right. Now, during this time, this is 1981. He's arrested on June 16th, 1981. Now, during this time, he's institutionalized for a few years in France. During this time, in 1983, he publishes a book called In the Fog from the institution. Well, he says it's a fictional account of what might have happened, but it's clearly like this is how this murder unfolded.
Yeah.
So while he's still in legal trouble over this, he's writing the exact account of what happened. Pretty wild, dude.
But it's okay because he was writing it on a tiny piece of rice.
His hand was tired from how long it was taking him to fill the whole thing.
All right, and a few years go by, and eventually he gets deported back to Japan because once the book comes out, he becomes more widely known than he was known just for the murder. Like this is unprecedented that somebody's writing about the murder they committed while they're still facing fucking possible charges for this. So the people are going nuts. Like the tabloids have a field day with it. So France is just like, all right, we're fucking sending you back to Japan. So they send him back to Japan, and he's admitted to Matsuzama Mental Hospital, which is John. I would love to go there with you, baby.
You would like to go to Matsuzama Mental Institution with me?
Matsuzama's revenge. You'd get
we could get diarrhea
Eat
there
the
with all the
food
other
there.
psychopaths.
Yeah.
Now this is I've never heard about anything like this. Getting not even extradited for your crimes to another country, getting sent back to your home turf, where you essentially don't have to face any consequences.
Right, there's no charge
to their government.
now.
Yeah,
Right. So once he's sent over, the charges in France are dropped. And when you have charges dropped in France, the records are sealed. So in Japan, they're considering pressing charges there for him to hold him in prison for this murder, because you don't want a fucking 4'9" cannibal running the streets.
No.
I mean, how far can his legs really get? But
you thought Godzilla was a problem. They'll be praying for Mothra after this guy hits the fucking town.
Every bug's a Mothra to that little boy.
oh god, dude, that would be the thing. Like if you were in prison with him, you would have to convince your wife to sneak a lizard into her asshole for you. Just set it loose in his cell while he's sleeping.
You'd have to.
And just make the Godzilla noises. Oh man, nothing came out. I thought something good was going to come.
I thought
out.
it was you.
I thought it
Sounded
was
like
good.
Donald Duck a little bit.
Oh no,
No, because it's not a growl that he has. It's some weird,
It's a shriek,
yeah,
but
it's a shriek. Yeah,
my shriek didn't come out.
it's not. Hey, that's a.
You know what? I'm not going to get too deflated about it because if y'all remember in The Lion King, he couldn't growl at first.
Uh-huh.
It took
No,
him a while to find his roar.
Took him an
Yeah.
entire song.
it did. I like the new one, the new Lion King. A lot of people hated it. I thought it was like, what did you expect? I thought it was good.
I do think they overdid it by having him get molested by the uncle this time.
I think you got to do something different, and that's
His name was Mentally Scar.
It means no memories when you're on the witness stand. I'm fucking my nephew.
They really kept calling him Uncle Scar in that, which was
Did they really?
No. If he was a molester, they would. I'm sorry, my joke wasn't clear.
Who was the voice of Simba this time around? Was it Donald Glover?
Tim Allen.
It was the late great Tim Allen, who is no longer with us.
Happy birthday in heaven, Tim Allen.
Yeah.
Anytime his uncle touched his dick, he was like, "Oh."
He did it through a hole in a fence, and you only saw his eyes over the top in a goofy hat. Poor guy.
All right. So this motherfucker is in Matsuzawa Mental Hospital. You okay?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you were just Dice Clay stretching?
Yeah, I like pointing at people when it's their turn to talk. It's very disconcerting in an entertainment medium, but generally you don't see it. Or yeah, sure, go ahead.
All right. So at this time, his parents hire a psychologist to come in and just analyze him. And that psychologist determines that he's not insane. He's just a pervert.
Mm.
Yeah, that's kind of what... See, that's how fucking perverted French people are. They're like, there's nothing wrong with this guy. He shouldn't even be on trial. This is kind of normal.
He likes shit on the cereal. So what? That's a combo Italian and French accent.
Noticed. Yes. I noticed. Yeah. It was great.
That's the most abrasive person you'll ever encounter.
Yeah. That person has no boundaries whatsoever and is very touchy when they talk. Just, like, you know what I mean? It's like, stop touching me.
Yeah, you can't get in a hug from an Italian without getting reversed cowgirled.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
All right. So his parents have the psychiatrist come in. They're like, he's not insane. He's just perverted, which is also a t-shirt on the Wildwood Boardwalk.
He's not insane. He's just perverted. Is so funny. Imagine seeing that in white text on black fabric, which I can picture it so easily.
Under a minion.
Under a winking minion.
Tomorrow's the big day, guys.
I refuse.
By the way.
Yeah, shout out.
Fat unvaxxed nurses have ruined minions for me.
Oh, well.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You got to keep your head down when you're outside. You can't let these bitches be ruining fucking banana for you. I got 3 words for you. Banana.
I know this is a tangent, but the arc light in we'll do it again. The arc light in Hollywood was very huge
By Cinerama, right?
Yeah, like in the middle of Hollywood, icon for an insane amount of time. They had a massive minion crawling over it for ads. This was a couple years ago, but I lived in a living room at the time, but up on a hill, and you would have this beautiful view of all the city, and then there was that little yellow bitch crawling over
the
it.
dome.
So, yeah, and it was I can't imagine people who were paying millions of dollars for a home looking out in the morning in their robes, stretching with their cup of coffee, and then having to look at that little creep crawling around, looking at him.
That's great. Every morning you wake up and what do I want for breakfast? You look out and you're like, oh, I know what I want. Banana.
You know what?
Banana pancakes.
The most fucked up part about that method of marketing is that they also did that over the Trade Center rubble.
Yes.
You could see it in the background.
12 years before Despicable Me was even written.
I think it's hard to argue that they were despicable.
Yeah, despicable them.
Yeah. All right, so at this point, they're like, all right, he's not insane. He's just a pervert. The records are sealed, so Japan's not able to get them to prosecute him. So at this point, they're just fucked. They're like, there's literally nothing we can do. So August 12th, 1986, he's released from the mental institution.
Guy truly got away with murder.
He did. And immediately he becomes a celebrity. He says,
In what regard?
people just want access to him. They find out, they know that he's a writer because he's already put out a book in jail. So one of his first gigs, he says he was offered somewhere between 10 and 20,000 to write a magazine article.
Damn.
He also appeared on a cooking show.
Oh boy,
That seems
a little on the
wildly
nose.
Inappropriate.
It is. And then
What were they cooking that day? Rump roast? Come on, get out of here.
come on, go,
Yeah, come on.
go, come back in. No, get out. Yeah, you gotta go.
he creates that manga book, which I believe is called Manga Sagawa-san.
Roughly translated to mean.
Mr. Sagawa's manga.
Okay. Damn, the guy speaks Japanese.
Yes.
Speaking of which, I used to go to Washi Washi, and I went 3 times, and I would go after Eagles games. And when you would go in there, every dude in there would be wearing Eagles jerseys. So it felt like you were in the locker room waiting for your coach to come in to give you a pep talk.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Nothing makes me hornier than watching the Birds lose, baby.
Me too.
I wasn't there for this time, but apparently while a friend of a friend was at Washi Washi once, an Eagle safety came in there. And when he walked through the door, this dude yelled out, "Yo," I'm not going to say the guy's last name, but he yelled out the player's last name. And he's like, "Dude, what the fuck are you doing?"
Can you play it cool while
Yes.
I pay for a handy, please? Is it just handies? I've never
Oh,
been to
brother,
one.
they give you.
It's full service?
Now, I will say this. I was told before I went there that they're supposed to eat your ass before you go in for the intercourse.
Excuse me?
Yes. I did not get mine eaten.
They cheaped you out.
They cheat me out.
They cheap you
They
out.
chippy you.
I guess not liking asshole is part of Japanese culture because much like Issei Sagawa, these ladies did not do that for me.
This is
Can't
just
have it all.
a rumor you heard from another piece of shit saying that, yo, dude, first thing they do is eat your fucking butt when you get in
Dude,
there.
they take you in there, they fucking hose you down like an elephant, dude. Like you think you're like an elephant, you'll never forget this, dude. She fucking bends you over that sink, dude. You're gonna fucking get your ass eaten. She's gonna be making Guy Fieri sounds, dude. You're never gonna fucking forget this. But they do put you in on a massage table, and they have a trash can full of boiling fucking water with soap on it, and they have this gigantic brush that they dip it into the hot water, and then rub it all over your body to cleanse you.
Wow.
That's nice.
Nice? Sounds like it might hurt.
It was fine.
How were the bristles on the brush? Probably a little hard.
They were
coarser.
fine.
Oh, they were.
Like
okay.
that was actually nice, but like knowing that
Good
same
question.
brush
Thank
was
you
used
so
for
much.
everybody else's asshole was rough to handle.
They put in a big thing of Barbicide.
Big blue tub.
And then after that, they take you to a
Sorry.
bedroom.
Ooh, cheers.
Yeah.
Mike and I just touched feet. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
And then they get in on it and just chill for a while.
Yeah, so they take you into the room where they wet you down, and then they'll take you to a bedroom. You're walking through in a towel, and then eventually they lead you back to your clothes. So they'll take you into the room where you do your business. The lady will come in. She'll say some nice things to you. They'll blow you. They'll let you do your thing. You can, I don't want to say porking.
No,
You
no,
don't-
let's
you
not
don't
say
wanna
that.
say that.
Yeah.
No, pray to God, do not say that.
You do your porking, and then they lead you back to the initial room. You get your clothes on, and then you leave.
What happens
Sounds
if
like
you
a nice
stay?
afternoon.
What
Can
happens
you,
if
can you
stay-
stay and hang out? Just get more free.
Just open a
I don't
book
think
and
so.
start reading. Like,
Can I, you have
with one
Wi-Fi?
of those headlamps on. your latest Judy Bloom.
Another nice touch that they have at Washi Washi is when you go there and you sit in the waiting room, they give you a 7-ounce Budweiser.
7?
Yeah.
Are you allowed
a
to have
nip,
more than one?
if it's taking long enough. See, when I went, I would always go after Eagles games, so it was always a high volume time.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are
Plus,
times.
you were already fucking shit faced when you got there.
Took everybody a while.
One time
Yeah.
I was really worried though because I didn't have the money, but my friend who I went with said, "It's fine, I'll put it on my credit card." And before they even swiped his card, they led me back to to have my intercourse, and I was just praying that his card wouldn't get declined.
Oh, because
Yeah, that would make me take my comeback. They would put it back in. Like a kid like trying to clean his room when his parents just pulled up in the driveway.
They just use the beer bong that you were just drinking out of, put it on your dick, shove the comeback in there.
Terry, if I could remember the address, brother, I would give it to you.
I think I have an idea where it is.
Yeah,
I've never been to them, but I was walking down the street that it's on.
Mhm.
There's a couple of them on the street.
This one, I believe, was near the Trocadero in Philadelphia.
Okay. That's still like
There are a
Center
bunch of
right?
them, yeah.
Yeah. I think this might have been like closer to like Raven Lounge area.
Okay.
they're all near fucking B comedy rooms, which was interesting. The Trocadero is a fine venue.
But it was like late at night, maybe like 3 a.m, and trash guys were already doing their rounds.
Mhm.
And the dude on the back of the truck hanging off was like, "Ooh, me so horny."
Objectively funny.
Yes. I mean, he crushed me.
Yeah.
I wasn't even, I honestly wasn't even horny
Yeah.
before you drove by.
Yeah, so check it out sometime.
I won't.
Mhm.
All right. Well, each their own.
All right, so this motherfucker, he's in high demand right now. He's getting paid a lot of money to write magazine articles. He's writing books. I mean, you got fucking In the Fog, his initial book. You got Manga Sagawa-san. You got, he wrote a true crime book called Shonen A. In Kobe, Japan, there were 2 child murders, and it was a 10 and 11-year-old were murdered by a 14-year-old. So he wrote a book about that case. He also wrote a couple books based on classics. They were
I'm laughing. None of us could come up with a joke
for the child
boys
murder.
killed by the 14-year-old. I think we were all.
I was trying.
turning, and then you gave us a very generous amount of time, and then it just didn't come together for any. I think we all just decided to sit it out, which was very sweet. I think.
well,
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't say mine.
What was yours?
I didn't have one.
Oh, okay. All right, so he eventually goes on to write more books. He writes War and Pieces. He writes A Taste of Two Titties.
I'm starting to think he's full of it.
He did write 20 books, though. All right.
Give me more titles. I know you got some.
Oh, brother. I don't. That's all the books I've read or that I know of. All I can think of is Harry Potter, but all right. So he continues to write books. His dad is wealthy, but I think after his dad bails him out, he kind of doesn't want anything to do with him. But he does mention in a very cool Vice documentary that they made about him that he would steal shit from the dad. He would steal his dad's credit cards to pay for hookers.
After he returned to Japan.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
You can take the rascal out of France, but you can't take the France out of rascal.
Thank
Something
you.
like that.
You can't take the France out of your pants, baby. He's also paid to make these weird fucking videos. I mentioned the porn, which I'll get to in a second, but there's one video which you can see snippets of in that Vice video that I just mentioned, where they have him doing these very funny feats of strength with his shirt off.
Amazing.
They're taking his measurements. They have him dressed as the wolf attacking Little Red Riding Hood.
Oh my god.
So he's all about it at this point.
Yes.
It
It
feels like he never really got a hard time for being short, from what you've told me.
no, and you know
Well,
what?
the feats of strength was that he had to see how many feet he could lift up if he was strong enough to lift up more than 1 foot.
Yeah, he had to get into a recliner.
Yeah. What are his feats of strength? He had to pick up car keys that were dropped on the ground. And he used his back, not his legs. And he was in the hospital for 6 months.
Well, if anybody could deadlift, I'm sure it's him.
My man.
All right. Oh, guess what else he sells for hookers? His brother's cello.
Oh, come on.
That was his favorite instrument.
That's a
Aren't they
big,
gigantic?
Yeah,
How
that's
the
a
fuck
big
did he
boy.
get that thing out the stairs?
What I believe was a cello, this lady took onto a plane that I was on on Sunday.
And buckled it into a seat. Where else would it go?
Brother, she did do that. And I was in the last row, and I was sitting there, and one of the what do you call these people? What's the male version of stewardess? Flight attendant.
A steward. The wrong answer. It's too fancy.
Stuart Little was standing next to me, and he's watching her bring this on, and he watches her place it, leaning it up against a seat, and he says, "Oh no!" But they didn't make her check it. So
did she buy the cello a ticket?
I would assume so,
because most flights are full. You can't just bring that on and expect.
My thinking was she did pay for a seat because she might have had a bad experience before with them.
Yes, I mean, how many cellos have been broken on America Airlines watch? Those guys said enough.
Those guys will fucking shot put wheelchairs. So I do not think they're going to fucking show her cello any delicacy. All right, so he sells his brother's cello for hookers.
I picture him walking. You know, I think it was in like Pirates of the Caribbean when Jack Sparrow puts a canoe over his head and then like walks out with the canoe. I picture him doing that inside the cello, like walking it out. You know that scene.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, all right. You remember it?
I can picture it, but I've never seen a Johnny
It's
Depp
great.
movie.
It's great.
Oh, brother,
They're all great.
He's coming back for more Pirates.
Oh yeah, yeah. He better. Dump on chest. Pirate of the Caribbean. Dump on chest.
All right. So, what else? Oh, dude, I want to talk about this porno for a second.
Yeah.
All right. So it gets to a point where like he's scrambling for cash and he'll fucking do anything. One of the things he does is this insane porno where, all right, it features a porn actress named Yuri Sataraka, a very lovely lady who is a Japanese porn star. The porn starts off with the camera guy telling her that she's about to go to a guy's apartment and she has to stay there overnight. All right. She's like, all right, yeah, it's fine.
Low stakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
She doesn't know who it is and she has no idea what this dude's story is. So they film her. He comes out to the street to meet her. Still has no idea who this guy is. Brings her up to the apartment. And on camera, the camera guy is laying out the rules for them. And part of the rules is that she has to stay 24 hours in this dude's apartment. And they have to have sex 3 times.
Okay.
She has sex with him 3 times. And before she goes to bed on that first night, which is all she's required to stay for, before she goes to bed, he informs her on camera who he is and what he's done. And he takes out a book. And this French tabloid had printed all the pictures that police had taken at the crime scene. And you could see this shit online now. It's incredibly fucked up.
Is this like the first iteration of Blacked? You don't find out who you're fucking until you get there?
This is a very...
This guy was starred in the porno.
Yes.
Little short man starred in the porno. And then showed her the court documents of him murdering a lady.
He showed her what was either his book. In one of his books, it has all these crime scene photos, or it may have just been the tabloid that he was showing her.
Some writer is a picture book. Come on.
Yeah, he's more of a shower than a writer.
I hear you. And not a grower at all.
There is a photo of him naked, and you cannot see his dick.
Must be one hell of a bush then.
Yeah.
It is a healthy bush.
Okay. And it can't be the penis size.
Brother,
it must be the size of the forest.
Mm-hmm.
Brother, it's so much bush you'd think you were in Texas.
Oh, that was right. That is fucking right. I love them. I love them.
You
Go
know,
Rangers.
George Bush is a painter now.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not bad.
Yeah, it isn't
He's
bad.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd like it.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
I'll give it a listen.
Yeah, we're going to buy you one.
All right.
God.
What do you
How
want
much
to
do you
pay for
think that costs? Like
getting one commissioned
for original Bush on canvas?
Can't be less than $50,000.
Oh no! I feel like that has to be for a president's.
Yeah.
6. Like I feel like it's 6 figures.
God
probably.
damn.
Right?
Is he selling? You think? Because he's so dumb, he doesn't know what he's worth. I'm just kidding. That guy's.
You're right because he is in the. It's not like he was like he's a fucking moron and fucked a lot of stuff up, but like Nazi stuff is really expensive because people collect that, you know?
Do you think he's painting Nazis?
Oh, what if it was? It's all Herman Gore. Oh no, I was doing that. I feel like Bush's stuff would not be. He's not popular enough for it to be super expensive,
okay.
and he's not evil enough for it to be super
Okay.
expensive. So maybe you're right. Maybe it was. But that being said, what he's just posting. You look at all his paintings, and it's all Hitler, Goering, Goebbels, fucking Heinrich Himmler. It's like, why is he only painting Nazis? Why is he? And like Miley Cyrus was the other one. I think
It's Anne Frank going to see Minions.
that's a blue period. You know what I'm saying?
It sounds like more of a group period.
Now we're talking. Tomorrow, Minions: Rise of Gru in theaters across the country.
Period.
Speaking of which, we're going to get back to Issei Sagawa in a second. But
Yeah.
man, have either of you ever gone on the fucking Minions ride at Universal Studios Orlando?
I have not been so lucky.
I don't believe I've had the pleasure.
Absolute dog shit.
Really?
What?
I hated it.
Was it because you're an adult man and not a child?
No, part of it, John, was that I had just bought a coffee mug at the gift shop.
Oh.
Okay. Usually that's after the ride.
All right, I am as dumb as they come.
And I had to keep it safe, so I sat on it. And I ended up getting porcelain up my crawl.
I didn't want to leave my
crawl.
coffee outside, so I brought this fucking coffee cup in with me. The lady's like, "Yeah, you can just put it under your seat. It's fine." She's like, "All right, cool." Well, there is no under the seat. It's just
A roller
a
coaster.
floor.
Yeah.
So it's like this theater thing where they just jostle you around. But I had to fasten this thing between my ankles the entire ride.
We got the hot foot, huh?
That'll ruin the Minions experience.
That might be why I hate Minions more than fat unvaxxed nurses.
If it is, you got bigger problems, pal. You need to release all that and enjoy
Oh, brother,
what the Minions are.
I have such a hard time releasing.
Yeah. You've gotten better.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've lost all three of my children.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Boy, bye. Dude, I actually did leave one of my kids in an America's Best briefly.
Huh.
Is that an eyeglass store?
It is.
I think that's one of the safer places to leave a child.
Just a bunch of people walking around.
Did anyone see anything at all?
Yeah. Just a bunch of child molesters just trying to find their way to the children. It's got to be torture for them. Or maybe they enjoy the hunt.
Maybe it's the journey.
Mhm.
Yeah. Maybe they enjoy the hunt.
But we found her, baby. All right. Oh, dude. So he makes this porno, and they tell her that what he's done. He shows her what he's done, and they're like, "All right, and you have to fulfill this 3-sex minimum." So she has to finish banging him. I don't know that she's banged him at all yet, but
Okay.
she's got to bang him 3 times with the knowledge that
So this is all in the morning, right on.
no. She's got to bang him after obtaining this knowledge that he is a murderous cannibal.
That's nice. So now she's fearing for her life on camera. You don't know what these guys are going to. They could be making scat films for
She
all I know.
does look scared initially, but then there's photos after this on that Vice documentary which show them hanging out. So
Okay.
she spends more time with him after they're done filming this.
Yowzer. You think that was out of fear, or do you think she was really digging him?
I think he just paid her money and she did it.
Oh, yeah, that's a good answer. Not a joke, just agreeing. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that.
There's also, I definitely encourage you to watch this Vice documentary because it's the best source of material that I found on this dude.
Does he do any talk to camera? Out for
The
it?
whole thing is him talking to the camera.
Damn.
And
Vice really gets to the nitty gritty.
Damn. Damn.
he's one of the things that he mentions is linking up. This is one of the things that was more disturbing. He says he ends up linking up with an old German man who introduces him to European women.
Like, not to the concept of them, to individuals.
Yes, yeah.
Right, because he's familiar.
And he hooks him up with these 2 chicks. I forget where they're from in Europe, but their names are Talia and Rhonda. And he has all these pictures of himself with them. And he's basically a sugar daddy for these 2 European girls.
How does he have so much fucking money still?
I think he's using his dad's money.
That cello.
And he
really
might
went
have
a long
some of that
way.
writing money left
Yeah.
over because initially
Oh,
they
true.
were
He
paying
is a
for it.
prolific writer.
Right. And he says that he takes these women to Canada, India, Mexico, and Iceland.
This guy's still got a functioning fucking passport after all this?
Brother, there's pictures of him. The pictures of him on vacation are so fucking funny. There's one of him in Mexico with a sombrero, and he's giving the peace signs.
Oh, my God.
I believe this one is in Canada. He's posing next to a picture or a diorama of a butcher shop, and he's sticking his tongue out at the camera.
Cheeky little bastard.
Yeah.
Cheeky baby.
But he says the women never had sex with him.
All right.
It's funny that he felt a need to add that detail.
Yeah.
He could have just stopped.
Yeah.
Like, that is the thing. He is a very damaged, I mean, obviously, but like he has very bad self-esteem and is very open about it.
Yeah.
They never had sex with me. It's like, oh, we didn't ask. You could have just left that up to the imagination. We assumed probably not, but they didn't fuck me. I was like,
Didn't get any pussy. They didn't call him big boy at all.
no.
So he's just getting shamed on all fronts. He says at one point that he does graduate from Western women to just Japanese women. And he
all
uses
comes
the
back home
term
in the
graduated.
That's a weird way to term your sexuality.
Graduating?
Yeah.
Do you feel as though you've ever graduated to anything sexually?
No. I have been held back and gone to summer school.
Well, like you don't seem like a summer school guy.
No.
You seem like school on
graduated.
Sundays, no class.
I graduated cum softa. Was
Oh my God! Speaking of that, our short king Issei Sagawa is now impotent.
no.
Today.
Yes, today.
There's got to be some herbs and spices he can chew up to fix that.
Are you going to spit him in there for him?
I'll spit him up there for him. Up his pee hole.
Oh, you're a good man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You'd be like, this isn't your urethra, it's our urethra. You'd be a good caretaker, John. Oh, dude.
Thank you. They should let me, free trip to Japan if you take care of this little guy for a week.
Well, his brother.
And make sure he doesn't cut off any asses and eat them. All right.
Mhm.
Would you tease him from across the room, like pull your pants down a little bit?
You think he'd like my pale ass?
I
You think
think
he'd
he
like
would.
my fat white ass?
I think you would.
Really?
You have an almost vampiric ass.
It's white, and you say I have cakes. I don't know if I believe you.
I'd throw tennis balls at him, like hard. and there's nothing he could do about it. And I don't have a
Just
lot of
holding him back.
athletic prowess, but I can throw a ball really hard. And I would just hit him in his legs and like his belly.
It's classic wall ball style.
Yeah. Or even, I wouldn't even have to hit. I would probably hit him one at it 15 times. It would be the ball whizzing by and crashing into the wall and knocking
Knocking his shit over.
Yeah, just
Knocking pictures of his parents off the wall.
I'd make a mess out of that fucking room, out of that studio.
Dude, that'd be so funny if like little person services came to check on him and there was just tennis balls
Everywhere.
LPS.
I'm sitting there in a white polo, short shorts, like non-marking soles,
A whistle
Icing.
around your neck for some reason.
icing my goddamn shoulder. He's fine. Nothing to see here.
Yeah, we had a good week.
Yeah, we had a good week. I'm not cleaning that up.
Yeah, right now he's not doing too well.
Aw.
Now there's another documentary that I watched that is especially fucked up. I didn't think it was as good as the Vice one, but it's definitely worth watching. It's called Cannibal, and it focuses on Issei and his brother Jun. And the way it's shot is very disturbing because it's extremely close up.
Ooh.
And the focus varies. So there's times where it's extremely blurry and other times where it's in focus. And it's very uncomfortable being that close to him. And he seems very open and honest about what he speaks about. And he's had 2 heart attacks. He's got digestive issues to the point now where he's tube fed.
Wow.
He still sneaks some food though orally, which is bad for him.
Oh,
So
no.
he's so
Yeah.
bad.
That's bad.
Yeah,
He's gonna get a little tummy ache.
he will.
Yeah, he will. He does.
You have to rub his butt. Like,
Why would you rub his butt?
To milk him.
I'm
I'd
sorry. I
imagine.
totally forgot how to milk a man.
fucking idiot.
Yeah.
I forgot when they're under 5 feet how you milk them.
Yeah.
Don't you know anything about 4-9 care?
Jesus Christ. Milk him right into that nest that he sleeps in. We lost track of him, and he came back with a bunch of hay in his mouth, and then fashioned into a beautiful circle where he lays his eggs.
You think when he 49s, and when he does, he just ends up eating out your belly button?
49s.
Oh, dude, there was something else I wanted to mention about. Oh, dude, during this in Cannibal, one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen on my television.
And what does Cannibal mean?
It's a Japanese word meaning marijuana.
All right. Right on, brother.
Dude, in this fucking documentary, his brother's his caretaker, and his brother seems like excessively straight-laced, and you feel for him because he seems like he's just doing a brotherly thing, taking care of him. The entire world's disowned this motherfucker. But at one point in the documentary, they film his brother Jun tying barbed wire around his own arm.
Oh, boy.
And enough to where it cuts him and causes him to bleed.
Sounds like the caretaker needs a caretaker.
And then on top of that, John, on top of the barbed wire, he also takes knives and he's stabbing himself in the arm with them.
Jesus Christ. And he's in charge of the cannibal killer.
The dog is in charge of both of them.
What's his name?
Fudge.
Fudgens.
Okay. It's just too cute for me to be mad at then.
Someone goes, Terry goes, what's his sister's name? July.
Everybody's saying they see my nuts, and it makes me look down to see if my nuts are really exposed, but they're not. But they might be soon.
All right, let me find somebody who I trust in the chat to get an honest assessment of John's nuts.
Everybody's been talking about. Every time I look over, it's about my damn nuts.
Are we going to get taken off of YouTube for what John's showing right there?
I don't think so. Can you see my nuts, Blake? Can you get a closer look?
I can't see them. I can't see them from my vantage point. But what matters is the barrel of the camera.
All right, so I will finish up on this on Issei Sagawa. He's not doing well. I'm not going to do that.
Come on.
I'm not going to do that.
This whole episode.
He's not doing well. He's 73 years old. His health is failing. And he says that his dream right now is to be murdered and torn apart alive by a beautiful woman.
Oh my God.
So if anybody,
this guy is fucking wish for crying out loud.
If anybody from the Make-A-Wish Foundation is available right now, John Cena, if you're listening, to put on a wig and some lipstick and tear this.
It won't take long. It'll be
it'll be like eating a wing.
3.5 minutes. Yeah, it'll like put on a bib, a wig. I thought I was laughing if you said that he was 73 years young.
But yeah, he's 73. He's not doing well. However, he did not do a fucking day in jail for murdering a woman and eating her.
Is this, besides the namesake of our new coin, is this the best get away with it?
No doubt.
Murder that we've had?
Dog, he was just in a mental institution for a few years.
Yeah.
And then was
France
released.
treated him awfully kind.
They did.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, we'll send you back because we're getting bad press here.
This is bad for us. This makes us look terrible.
We're just going to let him go back into the wild with a passport that can bring him back here whenever he feels like it.
It's fucked up how well France treated him in light of how much champagne he caused.
Mike, you just went to a new Merlot. God damn it.
I'm going to break my fucking nuts out of my pants now.
Dude, I bet you got a long nut sack. Am I right?
I used to have one giant left testicle. Well, I thought I did. Turns out I had a hernia for 12 years.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Okay.
I'm sorry to hear that.
You didn't cause it.
No. It's good to know.
Yeah. But, I had a big old sack for a while.
Did you like it?
It was a major health issue. No, it was so easy to get ball tapped. It was just like very easy to hit it.
Talk about low hanging fruit.
They're actually legumes.
Man, was it hard to get used to having small nuts again when you got the surgery?
Oh,
that's a good question.
Yes, big time. Really ruined yoga for me.
And the rest of the class.
Huh?
Yeah, and the rest of your class.
I haven't been back to yoga since.
Oh no.
That's the real sad part of all this.
Would anybody ever say anything about how big the left side of your ball sack was?
Yeah, they'd be like, "Yo, awesome! You got one huge nut. You rule." And then it went away, and I had nothing after that.
I'm so sorry. That's fucking fucked up.
You should have
know.
charged for nut tap target practice.
Yeah.
You think I can do it retroactively?
I think you could. Yeah, like go back, take names of everybody who nut tapped you, and tell them they owe you a 5 spot.
All right,
5 spot.
I got $600 coming to me. If I still have that big left nut, this would be a whole different chat. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Oh. That's a sin you don't have it anymore.
I know. Now I got 2 little fucking tiny nuts.
All dressed up, nowhere to go.
Does anybody in the chat ever have a nut problem?
I'm sure.
Blake, you don't look like you've had nut problems. You seem like everything's running as it should down there.
So far, we'll see.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's a lot of time for shit to go awry. Yeah.
Speaking of,
Please.
I've been meaning to talk to you. But,
Okay.
Somebody is getting married soon.
I am getting married. My left nut is getting married to my right.
That's my favorite Daniel Day-Lewis movie.
Le-
They just got it in a wheelbarrow.
How is he eating off of it?
Have you been spoken to about consummating a marriage?
I've been spoken for, actually.
You hired somebody?
I have an interpreter that I use for those conversations, and he is not well spoken, but it is a man, which was a sticking point for me.
Okay.
Yeah, and more expensive. It's been a good year.
Oh, I'm so happy
Yeah.
for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
John, are
Yeah.
you married or no?
No.
Okay.
No. I
Same
can just up and leave, and she can just kick me out whenever she wants.
I know. We freewheeling, baby.
Yeah,
Yeah,
baby.
you're sitting next to a couple of wild hogs, Blake.
I hear you. I'm surrounded by boars, brother.
You got William H. Macy and William G. Macy.
Razorbacks. William.
Oh man, isn't it empowering knowing that you could just leave somebody's life in total devastation without any legal work involved?
That sounds amazing.
It keeps me up late, and it keeps me asleep long.
But you have that great bit about how you live in her house, right?
Mhm,
Like
yeah.
she bought. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't lose that bit. So
How much of your act is improv?
not enough.
Never is.
What about you? Ever have nut issues? Are we
Yeah.
still talking about nuts?
I had one. I had something called Hydroseal, I think it was called,
Hmm.
Huh?
where it's like a thing on one of your nuts.
Huh?
That's a product you get late night on television.
Shaq owns 10%
I'm,
of that.
yeah, I'm
company.
still backed up. There's a-
Hydroseal.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
it's hydro, then CELE.
And what was this
Wow.
symptom on your nutsack?
My balls just hurt.
They wet.
They just hurt?
Yeah.
Huh.
They were sensitive to the touch.
Ooh.
Well, how did you cure it?
The doctor kissed it.
And that helped.
It did, yeah.
Yeah, immediately.
hmm
That's great.
Then
Can I
he,
have the name of that doctor?
he did raspberries to the other one.
Did he give you a 7-ounce Budweiser before he did it?
Yeah, I went there in my Eagles jersey. They give you an Eagles jersey to put on there. But I forget what I remember going in there, and I do remember that he did not use a glove to touch my balls.
And you had an issue.
Wow.
I did. You don't?
No, they wash their hands every 15 minutes.
That sounds like something a guy who doesn't wear condoms says.
What, they wash
I
their
wash my
hands?
penis every 15 minutes.
I wash my penis every 15 minutes on the clock.
Do you think condoms are
I
because dicks are dirty?
I sing I sing happy birthday as I clean my dick off. So you know this shit clean.
Mike, that's the third time. I don't think you're cleaning it anymore.
I'm a
How many
triplet.
birthdays are those balls going to have?
I'm a triplet. But yeah, I took umbrage with the fact that my doctor did not wear a glove. Chat,
He wasn't serving you soup.
brother. I still think you should have a glove on when you check a strange man's balls.
I agree.
Chat, please let me know what you think about this, because there's nothing that John can say that can convince me that what I think he's dead. I'll say it. Dr. Weinberg did was
Well, we all know there's only one Dr. Weinberg in the area.
That's true. One lawyer Weinberg.
Katie. It was not Dr. Mommy. Damn, John, you're giving Monroe blue balls. Way to go, dickhead.
Sorry, man. It's hot. If I was wearing pants, I'd be sweating my balls off.
They'd hit the ground. They'd shoot out the bottom of your pant leg.
So
Get
would
caught in the carpet.
piss and shit.
Yeah.
You don't know what would happen.
So would piss and shit.
Monroe also said,
Gross.
Yeah. It's all connected, I think.
John,
think
did you
it
see
is.
what Monroe said about you? He said, John's nuts definitely Sagawa.
It's a great line.
Yeah, I think entering you is the only time that they have to put a glove on.
Me personally?
Yeah, whenever a doctor enters you.
Mike Rainey. Yeah, it has to happen. Yeah. I've read that.
Brother, I don't think so, man.
Did you stop going to that doctor because of this?
No, I just
Just like you stopped going to that Zoop location?
he was my pediatrician, so eventually I did stop going.
Wait, dude. What age were you when you were like, you should be wearing a glove right now?
18, probably.
Probably
right?
18. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was a young man.
Right
Mhm.
before you got sent off to the majors.
Yep.
Yeah. Right before you registered for the draft. The military draft.
Oh, you know what? I did have one
Yeah,
other
wait, you
ball
did go
issue.
into the military after
I
that.
did, yeah.
Yeah.
I did have one other ball issue. I think it was the same thing that I went for because I remember when I went to this one, different doctor, and they had a couple trainees there. I don't know what you call a fucking doctor trainee. Is that a resident? All right. So they had a couple of lady residents there, and I pulled my pants down, and the doctor now
They said, please wait until we get into the room for this. Sir, I'm the valet.
So apparently standard procedure now is to have a witness on hand to prove that there's no funny business. However,
Really?
Yeah.
in addition to the witness, they had this fucking
A
resident
witness is
lady.
witness.
It was that. There were 4 people in the room watching with access to my balls.
Jesus Christ. And it's all on CCTV.
Comedy Central television. It came on after Workaholics.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that was a balls issue.
Now, did you take umbrage with the doctor touching your balls before that instance?
You took Cumbridge is what you took.
There
my
you
man.
took it.
Good
Yeah,
morning.
he took it there.
Yeah.
with Dr. Weinberg or this lady?
Pediatrician Weinberg. There's no. He must have touched your balls before.
No. Why would he touch my balls? I'm a child.
You cough and you look to the left. That's standard procedure on a physical.
I don't think I've ever had a child physical.
You look to the left because that's where your massive testicle was. I think everybody doesn't really matter
Because
which
the-
way you turn.
It's
Yeah.
over his
Gravitational
shoulder.
pull,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
calling
Just-
me to.
your neck.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to have a word with my old pediatrician because she would come to my house and just grab my nuts. There's no appointment necessary.
You should call her.
She would have walk-ins. I could come in whenever I wanted.
She lets you call her by her first name now that you're older.
Dr. Medea. John, what's Enrique saying for you to flip for?
Whether or not I plop my balls out.
Blake, you have a bachelorette party coming up.
I have a brulorette.
Yeah.
I got a bachelorette coming up on
What do you
Saturday.
got planned for that? Anything wild?
Man, I'm gonna have can I tell you?
Yeah, please.
All right. I'm going to have, this was expensive because I do feel bad talking about like money stuff, but I figured out you only get one. So I am having my friend's a helicopter pilot and he has this harness where he's going to pick up a horse off a random farm and drop it out of the sky into the yard, the outside brewery that we're at. There's like one with a big yard. So
What?
a horse is going to fall out of the sky.
What he
And-
does is he's going to yell, Kobe.
He's gonna yell yay or nay, and then he's gonna yell the nays have it, but the horse will already be smushed on the
Oh
ground.
my God.
Yeah.
If he survives, will you ride him somewhere?
Yes.
Where are you going to take him?
I'm gonna take him right to McDonald's. gonna get us both fries. I haven't had McDonald's in years. Neither has that horse probably. So
You know,
Yeah.
turn his ass into McDonald's.
fucking,
I haven't had McDonald's in a long time either.
Oh, there she is.
No, now you can't tell.
Oh, you gone turned it.
John, you have a plea to free the tots.
All right, what do we got? Our only goal so far for Patreon is if we hit 2,000 patrons, we're gonna put Jake's ass back in the foam pit. If we get to 2,500, I will start an OnlyFans for my nuts.
I think
it will just be
One picture.
one. Well, it'll be on this Patreon.
We can put nudity on Patreon.
Oh hell yeah! Let's get these fucking. Tell your parents about my nuts, baby. Come on. Do you really have a friend that's a helicopter pilot?
No.
Blake.
Is that no? I don't. I have a friend who's a regular. I couldn't think of the word airplane. A regular,
Wings.
a neat,
Yeah.
a neat.
He
Yeah.
flies a helicopter with fucking training wheels.
Exactly. It just dry. He pushes it down the street. He wears one of those hats with a little propeller on it. That's what I confused. I thought he was a pilot. What if helicopter pilots had to wear those hats with the
They
silly
should.
propellers on them? I couldn't agree more.
They would get sucked up into the wind as soon as they step out.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I think they did have to wear them for years, and then too many men were decapitated as a result.
It's crazy how things used to be.
How often do you think they get sucked up now?
I think it's pretty rare.
3% of the time.
Do you? I think it might even be not as rare as that.
Yeah.
Do you know Katie Seagal or Siegel?
Peg
course.
Bundy, yeah.
Huh?
Peg Bundy, yeah.
Yes. Her father was a film director, and I'm not sure what decade this occurred, but he was directing a film with a fucking helicopter on it, and he stepped back into the back propeller.
Was this Apocalypse Now?
I don't know.
I think there was a helicopter incident on that set.
There might have been, but I don't think he directed that. Isn't that
It's,
Mel Gibson? I think that's director's cut.
What is apocalypto in English? I've been trying to. I can't fucking translate it. I've been trying to translate it since it came out.
I think it has something to do with Aztec or Mayans.
Yeah.
Pyramid.
Yorans, more like. Oh, fucking, they ain't mine. Aztecs. So I winked with my off-camera eye. That's my
I thought
bad.
you're having a stroke.
Yeah. Well, who knows?
We are about to hit organ failure temperature in here, though.
Yeah.
All right, what's Ozma getting her Ouija board for?
To let me know about my nuts. Everything you don't see is not related as soon as the chair cuts it off.
Yeah.
Ozma, can you put a homemade ball sack on the Ouija board instead of that wooden piece?
That actually already kind of looks like a ball sack.
It does. We should make that.
Yeah. Ball
Merch.
sack Ouija. Here we go.
A wedgie board for.
A BG.
For when you wedge your nuts up in your own ass.
Yeah.
All right, what's Enrique say about 3,000 patrons?
And someone.
Oh, this one is actually not about my nuts, but my mouth. 3,000 patrons and someone gets randomly selected to grab John's ponytail root and throat him. Enrique was first to the chat, and he is commenting early and often.
It's on the table.
Whoa, how do you retract a message? That just disappeared before my eyes.
Also, Christ, what was retracted of all the shit that was written in this the whole time?
John's hernia into his body.
That's how I found out I have 4 nipples. My hernia doctor told me.
I still don't believe that. We've been swimming together.
Well, you had your chance to take a gander.
Oh, brother, I gotta see these.
Next time we're in a hotel pool and there's a bunch of children in it, you can say, you do have 4 nipples. Dude, he did it so nonchalantly. He was like looking at a fucking clipboard. He was like, yeah, so I noticed you have 4 nipples. I was like, I really do? And he didn't even make eye contact. He,
All right.
He said, yeah, some people have them down to their legs.
Oh, fuck it. That's funny. You got one on your pelv.
Now, where are all your nipples?
I got 2 here, right where they belong. They're right at home. And I got 2 right here.
No way.
And
Side
then
pieces.
They'll go down all the way. Not mine. I stop here. I'm normal. I'm no fucking
You're not some freak.
sideshow freakazoid. But yeah, I guess they go down every couple inches until like all the way down to your legs.
Brother, as you gain weight, do you get extra titty?
Oh, that's interesting. A rib tit?
No, it's not like a protruding nipple. It's like an undeveloped nipple.
If
That's
I suck
so
them, will you feel
sad,
anything?
and it's not a phrase really that we use anymore.
Undeveloped nipple.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
I know. It's so antiquated.
yeah.
Thanks,
You mean
buddy.
warts? you have skin tags, is what?
Fried my ass.
Now, John, do you like those nipples played with too?
Sure.
Or do you prefer them to be ignored like a wealthy special needs child?
Or a third and fourth nipple. Not to be too on the nose.
I mean, we all know you only need one nipple to get it done.
Yeah.
The power nipple. I'm
is.
left-handed, so it's my right nipple.
Oh my God, John. Wow.
You know, it's got to be your opposite. What's your power nipple?
Mine?
I
they're
asked
both
that
so
instead of what your dominant hand is.
No, it's really a matter of perspective because they're both so fucking weak. I guess the right one is the runt. So the left.
He's got one that can predict tragedy.
Yeah. Yeah. And boy, does it. Every word out about that negative Nancy.
Wow, 4 nips, surgically fixed nuts. Where does it end with you, John? If you tell me,
It ends here tonight with heat stroke.
brother, if you tell me those eyes aren't real, I will fucking cut your head
Oh,
off.
pray do not say that.
No, these eyes come with a bottle of Dracar and a white Mercedes Benz, baby. That's Persia.
What's Lucas say?
Cut one off and fry it at 5,000 patrons.
The Run of the Titter by Ozma. That's
Yes.
great. That's perfect. Sleek.
All right, John, is there any amount of patrons we can get that could get you to show a picture of all 4 nipples on Patreon?
Yeah, we
8.
could do that at we have to lose 1,800 patrons. I'll do it with the same photo as my
Your nuts?
my nuts.
Wow,
Yeah.
thank you.
You can squeeze a little more out of that. Maybe add another 50, 500. I don't want to tell you how to run your business, but
I thought you were saying you could squeeze more milk out of my nipples.
I did mean that.
These are actually non-milking nipples.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Poop.
All right, boys. Blake, I cannot thank you enough.
Likewise.
Thank you
Blake
for sitting
Matera.
here.
What do you like better, Blake Matera or Jake Wexler?
Did I know a Jake Wexler? Blake Matera. Strong.
All right.
Yeah.
Blake Matera, thank you for coming. You're
Thank
welcome
you for
back
having
anytime,
me.
my friend.
This was so much fun. I love you guys. Yeah. Oh, Dios mia. Thank you so much.
Thank you
this
for
was
coming,
a blast.
man.
Thank you guys.
You make me laugh so
Cal
hard.
DonJolla,
Oh.
Danny Dubs, and chat. Thank you for hanging in there tonight and making this fun. And I could sit here and listen to people rip on your nuts and nipples all night, John.
Honestly, I had a great time.
Good. I'm
I
glad you
really
did.
enjoyed you guys talking about seeing my nuts and how fucking stinky my nuts are.
Yeah.
And Issei Sagawa, if you're watching, brother, if I ever get a hold of you, I'm going to bend you over my knee and I'm going to do raspberries on your asshole.
I want to pick him up and swing him around like a helicopter,
Oh, you grab his feet, I'll grab his hands.
Oh my
and
God,
we'll
could you
swing him like
imagine
we're going to
just
throw him.
tossing him back and forth in a pool. That little guy would
Oh
drown.
my God, I would love to. We got to hunt him down.
I want to tickle that little bitch.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Make
Would
him-
you fly to Japan just to tickle this
100%.
little bitch?
Yes.
It's not very expensive. I checked.
What?
Brother, I checked last week. Comparative to what prices are for
checked
domestic travel, not for
Flight
this.
prices to Japan while you were researching this guy.
Not for this, but because I just really have wanderlust right now.
Mm.
I just really need to get places.
Yeah.
And Japan is a place I've always wanted to go. And now that I have a friend there, I really want to go.
Yeah.
I would love to like go and sit with him and just talk with him. And I bet I could set it up.
I bet you could.
Who's going to translate?
You.
Sweet. I mean, Zang.
Dude, how wild do you think he would be for your extra nipples?
He'd start itching himself.
Yeah,
Like,
I'd
start,
feel uncomfortable.
He'd rip his own feeding tube out.
Wait, that's where you get fed right into your stomach?
They show it in I think Cannibal where he's being fed directly into the front of his belly.
Oh, you don't even get to taste anything.
No. Well, he does eat during it. He shouldn't be. He's being a bad boy.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
But his brother's feeding him something. and it's not
Scraps.
good. Mhm.
Little scraps.
Little crumbs suited for mice.
Yeah. Sad.
All right, boys. Thank you for a pleasant evening.
Wait,
Joe.
hang on. They want to hear the sound of me standing up off this leather
here.
couch.
Ew.
It was audible.
Thanks for the request. Hey, there's no moisture there.
There is no moisture whatsoever.
I got a clean ass.
Why? Moisture indicates unclean ass?
Yeah, if I had swamp ass all over your couch, wouldn't you be a little bit upset?
I would not care.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
That's what asses do, baby.
Oh, that
All right, chat. You guys are the fucking best. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
When's our AMA?
Next week? Week after?
All right. Well. Oh wait. Oh yeah. I forgot to. Our book club is coming up on. That's July 27th. Is our book club? Is that date right, Dan? Yep. All right. July 27th. We're having our first Little Stinkers book club meeting, and we're gonna do just like we're doing right now with a live YouTube video.
But instead of Blake, it'll be a book. We'll have book Wexler.
So an upgrade across the board.
And here's the deal. You could watch it just to watch the video and hang out with us then, or if you want to get the book and read along and chime in the chat in regards to what your thoughts are on the book. The book we're going to be discussing is called LAPD 53, and it's written by one of my favorite true crime authors, James Ellroy. When I got it off Amazon last week, it was $15. So it's pretty cheap. It's a pretty neat book. It's all crime scene pictures from the LAPD library archive and a description of what happened in each crime. And it's just very cool. And it's written in a way that only James Ellroy could describe.
It seems pretty suited for us to do a book club about a picture book.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's right on the fucking money. So do not feel as though it's heavy reading where if you could maintain a job feeding monkeys, you can get through this book. So the book is LAPD 53. We're covering it July 27th. And it'd be fun if you guys joined us in the live chat for that one. Boys.
Thanks for hanging out, everybody.
Ladies. John's extra nipples. We'll see you next time. Later, guys.